Ladies and gentlemen, our next event of the evening, a tag team match, one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first in the corner to my immediate left, from the state of Minnesota, weighing in at 240 pounds, Gene Anderson. His team partner from Muleshoe, Texas, weighing in at 251 pounds, Red Dog Lane. Their opponents, first from the United States Marine Corps, weighing in at 244 pounds, Jim Nelson. And his team partner from Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing in at 235 pounds, Johnny Weaver.
Fans, tag team action right here. One fall, 30-minute time limit. Referee Tommy Young. The tag teams, Johnny Weaver and Jim Nelson. In one corner and across the ring, Gene Anderson, of course, one half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, and Red Dog Lane. Lane out of Texas. Gene Anderson, of course, out of Minnesota. What an interesting team this Johnny Weaver and Jim Nelson are. Nelson, who trained and received his instructions from Sergeant Slaughter. And then as Slaughter said he was a turncoat on him, as he began to tell some of Slaughter's secrets. As a matter of fact, all of them that he knew, I think. And is now teamed with Johnny Weaver. At the bell, it's going to be Johnny Weaver now and Lane. And also, Gene Anderson was still in the ring. Referee Tommy Young getting between Anderson and the action to get him back outside. Johnny Weaver and Red Dog Lane near the center of the ring. Well, they both go down to their knees and now very quickly back up, and Lane trying to back Weaver into the corner where Nelson can get, or whether Anderson can get a hand in at him. Here's Weaver again now down on a knee. And Johnny Weaver very well knows that if he backs in there, he's going to have trouble. He got a little assist from the referee right there. That's exactly what Lane has in mind. Back him toward that corner. Get a little help from his partner, Gene Anderson, outside of the ring, and there goes Lane. Good quick move on the part of Johnny Weaver. He ducked right under Lane, and Lane went flying into Gene Anderson. And that upsets Anderson, and when you get Gene Anderson mad at you, you got a problem. He is a rough one, and extremely rough, tough customer. Weaver going to go down as Lane got the fingers. It's been Johnny Weaver in since the opening bell. His partner, Jim Nelson, still outside the ring. Lane now with a leverage advantage on him. And here's Weaver fighting it back, trying to turn the table. The cheering being led by Weaver's partner, Jim Nelson. Turns it under, and it's Lane now who's on his knees. Well, they've got their fingers locked and the hands are locked. As long as they have their hands locked in and the fingers locked in like this, it's going to be just a power struggle and a match of strength. Lane, he broke it with a knee into the midsection. Here comes again with a knee. Holds onto those hands, and now it takes Weaver in. Well, he was going to bring him over the ropes, and Weaver just sat right down. Good counter move on the part of Johnny Weaver. Lane had him in the ropes. He was going to flip him out, and when he got the feet up into the midsection, Weaver just sat right down. Now head to head. Good countering right here by Johnny Weaver. Backs away, and Lane very quickly on his knees backs out of the ring as Weaver came charging in after him. And here's Lane now, makes a tag. We're going to get our first look in the match at Gene Anderson. Weaver now motioning to the crowd, says, come on, give me a little noise and get behind him. Let's get on this big man. rough customer right here in Gene Anderson very quickly with a headlock in the right hand. He's going to maul you hard right into the jaw again. He's going to hurt you if he can, and he's got Weaver reeling into the ropes. Drake now across that rope, holding him there. Hard right hand down to the back of the neck. Weaver's going to go through the legs. Made the tag to Nelson. Anderson was waiting on him, but Nelson trying to chop his way as they're trading blows. Near the center of the ring, here's Anderson whipped into the ropes. High to the air now with a backflip. Lane's going to come in. He's going to get picked up and slammed now by Nelson. He's going to take them both on. Jim Nelson slams one and then the other. Here goes Anderson right back. Here goes Red Dog Lane, and he's going to slam him again. They get up and they go down. Nelson had him covered with a press, had the leg hooked. He couldn't hold him in, but the tag now. Here comes Weaver back, and Nelson's going to hold the leg. Try to give Johnny Weaver a little advantage. Weaver off of the ropes into the knee. He's going to be held now by Anderson as he's going to be cut down with that chop by Lane. Hard down to the corner in the turnbuckle. Right on the forward. Weaver being mauled a little bit now by Red Dog Lane. And Gene Anderson down on his knee again from a hard right hand. He really went down from that right as he had his full steam coming off of the ropes. Weaver had his own momentum back of it as well as that right hand from Lane. Hard now to the foot. Well, Gene Anderson just stuck that big boot right through the ropes, and Weaver came flying into it head first. Here's Anderson now with a wrist in the hand. Weaver trying to fight his way out with those right hands. Anderson had made the tag. Lane came in, but Weaver managed to get across for the tag. Here's Nelson. Cuts him down with a chop as he comes off of the ropes. Nelson was going to flip him high in the air. Lane stacked him up, only a quick count of two, and he got out. Now he's got him in the small package. 3, he pinned him. Jim Nelson, who called Lane coming at him, rolled him up in that small package, and Lane couldn't get out of it. He had him locked in.